Even if we have this willpower, but if we are not careful, the willpower can regress to karmic momentum. Therefore, we should be watchful of our own behavior in order to avoid being off balance, being biased towards just faith at the expense of vow, practice, and wisdom. In other words, we just believe in vow number 18 of Amitabha and we don't do anything else to help it grow. So that is off balance. And we're not doing anything effectively to slow down that wheel of life and death. In other words, we're not enhancing our willpower. When we do not leverage our willpower and we allow a karmic momentum to continue, we can become complacent. And that is, we stop putting in the efforts. And complacence slowly weakens our diligence and determination. And that will destroy our joyful faith. So there are people who started off the spiritual path on a very good note, but towards the end of the journey, they encounter failure. And complacence is very dangerous because it's like a virus destroying and weakening our vow from within, unbeknownst to us. So here in the Dhammapada, the Buddha encourages us that he says, one who does not make use of his spiritual opportunities, who, though young and strong, is lazy, weak in aspiration, and inactive, such a person does not find a way to insight. When we depend on faith, we should balance it with wisdom. So faith is the positive emotional expression of wisdom. So when we have faith in Amitabha, when we make a vow for rebirth in Sukhavati, we should balance that with wisdom. Another thing that we can do is to avoid being controlled by our past karma. Otherwise, we will continue to be stuck in the cycle of life and death. When we're still in our learning stages and we have not yet attained spiritual liberation, we should understand that it is due to our past karma inhibiting us. We have built negative momentum that is not allowing us to change direction. So until we attain spiritual liberation or certainty of rebirth in Sukhavati, we should know that we are not free from our karmic control. We should avoid being emotionally reactive to conditions. We should not let our sad emotions or happy emotions to control us and to push us towards the cycle of life and death, and to avoid being under the influence of a negative karma. Those with wisdom, they have solid understanding of the Dharma and the practice. How do we know that we have wisdom? Well, when karma comes to push, we push back. We are not accepting karma controlling us, but we recognize that by raising our awareness. And our lives are guided by our willpower and not by karma. And we have control of our emotions, our thoughts, our words, and our actions. For example, in unfavorable situations, we don't complain, we don't blame anybody, and we don't encounter suffering ourselves. We may have pain, but we have no suffering. And in favorable situations, we don't lose our self-control and lose ourselves in indulgence. We maintain awareness. That's an example of a person who has control of their emotions and their deeds because of their solid understanding of the Dharma. And without the proper understanding of the principles, there is no wisdom, and therefore we will surrender our control to karma. In other words, wherever that karma pushes us, we will go there. And we will not be able to differentiate between unskillfulness and skillfulness. So when we are under the influence of negative karma, there is no emotional and spiritual stability. Only when we are emotionally and spiritually strong can our willpower be strong. If we want our vow to be strong, we have to be emotionally and spiritually stable. And that is why it is necessary for us to cultivate good roots, merits, and good conditions by being mindful of Amitabha. So it's not just vow alone, but it has to be substantiated by good roots, merits, and conditions. Otherwise, it's just an empty vow. When we practice good roots, merits, and virtues, we are providing substance to our vow to make it strong, and it is not just an empty vow. So you can see that there's a lot of effort that we need to put in order to provide this fertile ground for the seed of vow to grow.